Welcome your channel. If you want to save $10,000 in 2025, you don't need to be a millionaire, and you don't need to win the lottery. What you need is a clear plan, the right mindset, and consistent action. 10,000 may sound like a lot, but when you break it down into small steps, it's actually very achievable. Let's walk through how you can do this step by step. The first thing to realize is that saving $10,000 in 1 year means you need to put aside about $830 a month, or roughly $200 a week. When you see that number, it suddenly feels more possible. Of course, your income, expenses, and lifestyle will determine how quickly you can hit that target, but the principle is the same. Break down the big number into smaller chunks, and it becomes something you can work toward. The next step is to know exactly where your money is going. You cannot save what you cannot track. Take a notebook, an app, or even a simple spreadsheet, and list your income and your expenses. Most people are shocked when they realize how much they spend on things like coffee, food delivery, subscriptions, or ride shares. If you want to save $10,000 this year, you must know what to cut and what to keep. Even trimming 2 or 3 small habits can free up hundreds every month. Think of it this way. If you cut one $5 coffee every weekday, that's $100 a month. If you canceled 3 unused subscriptions, that's another $30 to $40 a month. If you cook dinner at home just 3 nights a week instead of ordering in, you could easily save $200 more. None of these sacrifices feel huge on their own, but together, they add up. That's the power of small changes compounded over time. It's not just about cutting. To save $10,000, you also need to maximize what's coming in. If your current income only allows you to cover bills with a little left over, then the solution is to create extra streams of cash. This could mean asking for overtime, taking on a freelance project, flipping items online, or even driving part-time for a rideshare service. In today's digital world, side hustles are everywhere. Even making an extra $500 a month from a skill you already have can accelerate your savings drastically. Imagine combining that with your cut expenses you'd reach your goal months earlier. Another important move is automation. Most people fail at saving because they rely on discipline alone. But the truth is, discipline fades. Automation removes temptation. Set up a direct transfer from your checking account to a savings account as soon as you get paid. Treat it like a bill you cannot skip. If you decide to move $250 every paycheck automatically, you don't have to think about it, and over the months it stacks up into thousands. Smart trick is to keep your savings in a separate account you rarely touch. Ideally an account without a debit card attached. Maybe even a high-yield savings account, so it earns some interest while sitting there. The less accessible the money feels, the less likely you'll dip into it for unnecessary spending. Of course, life will always throw unexpected expenses at you. That's why you should also build a small emergency fund of at least $1,000 before aggressively chasing the $10,000 target. This way, when the car breaks down or a medical bill shows up, you don't wipe out your progress. Once that buffer is ready, every dollar after goes directly into your main savings goal. Let's talk about lifestyle adjustments, because no saving strategy works without changes in habits. Challenge yourself to a no-spend weekend once or twice a month. Replace expensive outings with free or low-cost activities, hiking, picnics, game nights, or exploring your city. Try meal prepping on Sundays, so you don't overspend on takeout during the week. Switch expensive brand names for generic alternatives. All these little swaps keep your quality of life high while reducing wasteful spending. Another game changer is mindful purchases. Before you buy anything over $50, pause for 24 hours. Ask yourself, do I really need this, or do I just want it in the moment? That pause alone prevents dozens of impulse buys every year, which could be worth hundreds or thousands in saved cash. You should also take advantage of tools and apps that reward you for spending smarter. Cashback credit cards, rebate apps, and loyalty programs can put money back in your pocket. Just make sure you pay off credit card balances in full to avoid interest. Otherwise, you're losing money instead of saving it. Now let's break down some practical examples. Say you're saving $200 a week. By the end of the year, you'll have $10,400. That's your $10,000 goal achieved with a little extra cushion. If you can only manage $150 a week, that's about $7,800 by year's end. In that case, you'd need to make up the difference with either extra income or some lump sums, like tax refunds or bonuses. The key is to plan ahead for these larger chunks of money and commit to saving them instead of spending them. Accountability also matters. Tell a close friend or family member about your 10,000 goal. Share monthly updates with them. Or join an online community of savers where people share their progress. When you're surrounded by others with the same mission, it's easier to stay motivated. One overlooked area is debt. If you have high-interest credit card debt, saving becomes harder because interest eats away at your money. Consider paying off that debt first, or at least restructuring it into lower interest payments. That way, your savings can grow without being undermined. Let's talk mindset for a moment. Saving 10,000 isn't just about the money, it's about who you become in the process. You develop discipline, patience, and a sense of control over your life. Each time you choose not to waste money, you're proving to yourself that your future matters more than temporary pleasure. And when you finally hit that 10,000 mark, you'll realize you're capable of much bigger goals. Think of what $10,000 could do for you. It could fund a dream vacation, give you a strong safety net, allow you to invest in stocks or real estate, or even start a business. The possibilities are endless, but it starts with those small, daily choices today. So let's summarize the simple actions that add up. Track your expenses. Cut what you don't need. Increase your income with side hustles or overtime. Automate your savings so you never have to think about it. Build a small emergency fund. Practice mindful spending. Use cash back and rewards. Stay accountable. Tackle debt. And stay consistent. If you commit to this process in 2025, you will save $10,000 or even more. It won't always feel easy, but it will always be worth it. Imagine looking back at the end of the year, seeing 5 digits sitting in your account, knowing you built that from discipline, strategy, and action. That's the freedom and confidence money can bring. Subscribe to Investoro, and don't forget bell icon. See you soon.